Well, greetings, BCOT247 students. This is Mr. Doucette. This is week number 7 in our 15 or 14-week course in business communications here at Cerritos College. And this week we're going to be looking at our first writing assignment and our first chapter dealing with actually doing some writing. And this one's kind of unique. It's chapter 5 on short workplace messages and digital media. So we're going to talk a lot about emails. We're going to talk a lot in this chapter about texting and all that kind of stuff, as well as blogging, microblogging, which is basically texting or tweeting, things like that. So you're going to be doing your first writing assignment, which I'll explain in great detail. And so I think everything at this point's been turned in as far as your individual presentation. You'll also be starting your second discussion post. This one's going to be on the topic of business writing. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And here I am in our homepage in Canvas. Oh, there we go. So our homepage in Canvas, or actually my dashboard in Canvas, and I'm going to select this, and that's going to bring me into our homepage. And so this week we actually start, I believe, module number 2. And by the way, I hope you had a wonderful spring break, because this week we come back from spring break. And we're going to be starting module number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and select module number 2. And like I said, I pretty much did all the grading I could on the individual presentations that have been submitted. If you didn't get yours graded yet, it's because of one of two reasons. One, you didn't view and comment on any other, or not at least 2 student presentations. So you got to at least view and comment on 2. If you did 1, I didn't grade yours. If you didn't do any, I didn't grade yours. Secondly, you might not have gotten graded because you did do that, but you gave very, very brief comments to the other students. Now, it's kind of unfair to say, hey, great job on your presentation. That's not enough. There needs to be content to it. What did you like about their presentation, etc.? So if you just did a sentence and that's it, chances are I didn't grade yours. You need to go back and add a little more content and substance to your answers. Do something, encourage your classmate, maybe point out some things that they did well, some things they could have did better. Anything you can do to help them improve and to give your positive feedback to their presentation, that would be helpful. So that's why yours isn't graded. Other than that, I graded everybody that had already did a substantial comment on at least 2 other students' presentations, and you've got your grades. If you have any issues or concerns, let me know. I also graded most all of the discussion posts, number 1, on do's and don'ts of business presentations, and I still have a few more to go on that, so if I didn't grade yours yet, it'll probably be graded by the time you watch this video or sometime early this week. So that was all last module and last week. Now we're moving into week number 7, module 2, right after spring break. So again, there is a must-watch business writing Zoom session right here. I highly recommend that you watch that. Now, I say you must view it because you're not going to know what I'm looking for in any of the writing assignments unless you watch that. And by the way, it's also got the answer to your second discussion post, which is the do's and don'ts of business writing. So I'm just encouraging you to watch the video, and then you can pretty much complete your discussion post minus watching other people's presentations. If your list looks good, your initial list, and you've commented on at least 2 posts of other students' lists, I will probably give you full credit, versus last discussion post, you had to do initial list and a final list. If you watch my video and you do a final list right away, then you don't need to do a second one. So anyway, that's another incentive to watch that and make sure everything that you learn and that I discuss about business writing, that you apply to all of your business writing documents, everything, letters, emails, blogs. You use design elements to improve readability, etc. So I'll talk about that a little bit more as the weeks go by, but you have a check-in assignment on chapter 5, which is answering some questions. I've given you the PowerPoint, and then you have your first writing assignment, as I just mentioned. So let me back up for a second. You have check-in, you have PowerPoint, you have quiz on chapter 5, and then you have this first writing assignment and starting your second discussion post. So your discussion post, again, you have probably 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 weeks to complete it. If you watch my business writing video, you pretty much got the answers for it. So you're good. As far as the writing assignment, however, what you're going to be doing in this writing assignment is you're going to be writing a blog. You're going to be writing an instant message exchange between you and a reporter. And then you're also going to be creating a tweet. So it's 3 parts. You have to do an instant message exchange, a tweet, and then a blog. And all the instructions are given here. I explain what these are and what the scenario is that you're drafting this about. Basically, the scenario is going to be that there was a memo that Apple sent out to all of its salespeople describing their current sales situation. And you'll find that on the West Coast, sales are booming. On the East Coast, not so much. And a scrupulous, kind of unethical reporter got a hold of this memo, and now they're reaching out to you to try and dig up more information so they could spread some bad news about Apple. So your job is to be the social media expert or manager, and your job is to make sure that you communicate the message that Apple wants to get out on all of its digital media channels. So first off, it starts with an instant message exchange from this reporter. You need to make up the exchange. It's just all it has is the first question that he or she is asking, and then you need to answer that and create a new question for them to ask, answer that, create a new question. So there's 5 questions and 5 answers. That's the exchange that you need to create. And so make sure you look in your book about instant messaging, and then make sure that your questions and responses to this reporter, you're making up the questions and you're making up the responses, are directing that reporter to the good news and to the positive things that Apple is doing. That's the first thing. Secondly, you want to write a blog or create a blog. Now, I'm going to give some more instructions in here at the bottom of this page. They're not there yet, but by the time you look at it, there will be about what a blog should look like, what a blog accomplishes, and certainly what a blog should. There'll be a good blog and a bad blog, and so I want you to actually look at the good blog and then create a blog that looks like that. And a few things about a blog that you need to know is, number one, they always use graphics, so you should have some kind of picture or some kind of graphic. And they always use a catchy title, so something that really is, and a title that stands out and catches your attention. And then they use chunking when they write their paragraph. So every paragraph should be very brief and short, little bits of information, and usually 2 or 3 paragraphs. They use headings, they use bullet points, they use design techniques in the paragraphs themselves to make it look really readable and scannable. And that's very important. When you watch my video on business writing, you'll see that I emphasize that a lot. Well, a blog should include all of that in it. And then finally, you're going to do a tweet. And a tweet is 140 character. Can't be any more. 140 characters means letters, not words. So every single letter is 1 space, and 140 is maximum that you can do. And the idea of a tweet is that you should be pointing people to your blog, maybe a catchy little statement that points people to your blog, so that way they can find out the real news about Apple. So this is your assignment. It's your first writing assignment, and make sure that you utilize the rules for writing that I give you in the video. And this is worth 50 points, and you don't have any presentations to do now. You're done with that assignment. Now the focus is on business writing. So this week it's a blog, an instant message, and a tweet all in one assignment. You can put it all on one page. You can upload the page by, in this case, selecting, I believe, Start Assignment up here in the corner. Let me go to Student View. So it basically is Start Assignment or Submit Assignment. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be under Submit Assignment. So you just click Submit Assignment. It allows you to upload your submission here, etc. I think you can just hit, yeah, it's not letting me do it on mine, but I'm sure on yours it will. Anyway, so that's what you need to do for this week. I'm going to go back to modules. I'm going to get out of Student View. And let's see if I can get to where I need to go. It's being really slow. So there we are. So back to this week's module number 2, week 7. Then you're going to be starting that discussion post. Like I said, if you watch my business writing video, you should be able to complete this discussion post right away as your final list. But make sure you still comment and view on other students' lists as well. All right, well, that's it for week number 7. Welcome back from spring break. Have a great week. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I do have office hours on Tuesday at 12:30 to 1:30, and so you can log on to Zoom by clicking the office hours link on the homepage, and I will be in there during that time to help you with whatever you need. Have a great week, everybody.